Hello guys, Sir Grandalot here. This is going to be a full playthrough of a demo of Erenshor, which is currently available on Steam. Erenshor is a single-player MMO. No, I did not have a stroke right there. It's a game that wants to recreate the feeling of very old-style MMOs like Everquest and other games of 20 plus years ago in a single-player offline environment using both NPCs to create the feeling of being in a place populated by other players, but you can explore it and experience it at your own pace because it's actually completely single-player. Let's jump into it and see what we can do in the demo. When you log in, this is actually something you don't need to worry about. This is just something that used to be in every MMO, but since the game is single player offline, that login screen is there just for extra flavor. When you create a new character, you can choose between 4 classes. Arcanist is a nuker. Duelist, it's what many people would consider a light tank. Druid, pretty tanky, and they can cast some nukes and heals. And Paladin is the classic heavy tank that also provides a little bit of healing. You can choose any class that you like when you try the game for the first time. The only thing you will need to be a bit careful about is how to build the team when you start to venture out with the NPCs. Because, for example, if you play an Arcanist, you really want your other 2 team members to have some form of healing. Like Arcanist, Druid, Paladin, it's going to be pretty solid. Arcanist, Paladin, and another Arcanist, you have to hope that if you go a bit low on health, the Paladin will have the heal available, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. I will be calling my character their patron, because why not? Skin color, that's good enough. Gender, female, yeah, pink hair. My daughter's favorite color is pink, so that's good enough. And she will be a paladin. Let's save the character and let's start our playthrough. I will not be talking to every NPC in the game. I will just go through the main things to do in the demo. Each NPC that you see on the map actually has some dialogue that shows and explains the lore of the world. Feel free to explore it at your own pace, but I will be focusing on more active activities. It doesn't make sense in English, but hopefully it makes sense from a logical point of view. Now, as we go through, each time you create a new character, there will be the beginner tips. Unfortunately, it's like that. You cannot skip them. The way it controls feels very natural, apart from one thing, which is the A and D keys do this instead of strafing. It's a little bit jarring. Eventually, after a while that you play, you get used to completely avoiding the A and D keys. There is no rebinding right now. Where is it? Yeah, at the moment there is no form of rebinding, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. When we want to interact with a character, we need to press H. And we can talk with them. If there is a quest or an extra dialogue, it will be highlighted in green here in the chat. Here we need to go to the main office, which is that one. Strafe is the default button to sprint, and our character will go quite a bit faster. Click on the door, open the door, this is the dude we need to talk with. And rather than talking, actually what we need to do is just giving him this. Of course you can talk to him, but you can just, take this object, give it to him, give item, and there is the quest completed. Head to the gate is going to be the next step of the progression. I opens up the inventory, now it's about the right time to equip some of the stuff that we have in the backpack and learn our first skill. Kick, which is not particularly useful. To equip Kick, we need to press the key B on the keyboard, don't ask me why. You select Kick, make hotkey, and you put it anywhere you want on your slots. I tend to put it on number 2, later you will understand why. We now have to go to the gate, but we will get slightly bamboozled by the dude at the gate, who is going to ask us to do something for him. Hello, my dude. We need to tell him that we are registered. To interact with an NPC, sometimes we need to actually write. So we press enter, we tell him registered. my dude. Oh, he has a problem. The problem is we need to evict, extradite some guy. That guy is going to be the dude in front of the lighthouse. The lighthouse is right there. You would be expecting that a guy who is going to be extradited might be slightly upset about it, but we will soon find out that is not the case. But there is a croc on the way. And here is the combat tutorial. Now, combat, let me introduce it to you, is very, very basic. Like, even for a game that is inspired by really old MMOs, this is a little bit too basic, and it could draw off quite a few people, especially if you're playing a melee class. Essentially, when you do not have a skill available, this one has a fairly long cooldown, the only thing you can do is you press Q, and you enter combat mode, which is this slightly farty position. You approach an enemy, and when you are within range, you start to hit it. And that's all you can do right now. You're going to learn more skills along the way, but skills are not learned when we level up. They're actually acquired by killing monsters and dropping books that will allow your characters to learn more skills. This is a necklace. If you right click on it, it says 3 health, 1 armor, and it looks, oh, pretty sweet, let's equip it. Let's not equip it right now, trust me. Just trust me, bro. Then we go to the lighthouse keeper, and we tell him, sorry guy, we're full, you need to leave. You're being deported. And he's actually pretty happy about it, and he gives you the key to move out from this starting area. We can now keep going in that direction, but before going through the keep, we need to talk to this guy and tell him treasures. Ta-da! And we get the key for the lighthouse. Now, this line of dialogue in particular is done by interacting with another NPC, which is not something that I'm going to show you right now, but simply, if you go next to this guy and you write treasures here in the chat, you're going to receive the key for the lighthouse, which we're not going to use now. Trust me, bro, on this as well. But we're going to keep it there, it's going to be extremely useful a little bit later. Then we go to this lady. I assume it's a lady. I mean, it's 2023, so you can never be sure, but... And she's going to tell you that a crocodile ate her necklace. Sounds familiar? It sounds familiar indeed. What happens if we give her the necklace? We get a belt. We get a belt with very nice stats, and more importantly, as far as I know, it's the only belt in the whole demo. On the other hand, we're going to get other kinds of equipment while we're farming in a dungeon. More on this later. Now that we have the key, we can go through this gate. We can talk to that guy, we can talk to that guy who, when I was streaming, killed me because I attacked him, so it was not really his fault. By the way, I stream Mondays and Thursdays 8 AM Tokyo time, so be sure to join. This guy at the front, right in front of us, he is basically a small skeleton that in theory you could kill, wait for him to respawn and kill again to farm some resources, but it's not really necessary. And he drops quite a little bit of stuff. It's a very easy fight. Whether you are a nuker or a melee, it's going to be very easy. He drops a bunch of stuff, we equip our boots and we keep going. Yay! Get paid. It simply tells you that you can loot stuff that you kill. Very important area. Let's keep an eye on it while it's daytime, because the game, when it gets dark, is extremely dark. Like at night, it's honestly a bit difficult to walk around. I hope there will be some torches of sorts in the future. This guy, Willy Wall, whatever his name is very concerned because he wants a moongill. A moongill is a fish that we can only catch at night. You can catch it anywhere in the water, so you don't need to find a specific spot. So depending at what time you arrive here, it could be a good idea to jump down there and start fishing. It's daytime, so it's not something we want to do right now. What we can do is, we come here, we right-click on the merchant, and we have a look at what he has for sale. He has quite a nice amount of things. We want to get the skill book for fishing, because it's required. Purchase. Then we want to get the fishing pole, it's required as well. Then we want to get a leather tunic. This is for a paladin, by the way. If you're a caster, you cannot wear leather stuff. I want to get a shield. And these two weapons are pretty much the same. 5 damage, 1.25 delay. 5 damage, 1.1 delay. It's just a matter of, do you want to spend money to replace an axe with a sword? That's up to you, honestly. I haven't used the Rusty Greatsword because I prefer being alive. If you arrive here with an Arcanist, you may be tempted to buy this, but you need to check the required level. Because this is a very strong nuke, it's a really powerful spell, but you need to be level 4, so the moment you arrive here, you cannot really use it, very likely. Now, we bought all the stuff that we need from this guy. We can sell some of our things. So, if I select the bones here from my backpack, here we get sell, and we can do ton 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 ton. There is no way to buy back stuff, as far as I know. So, before selling something, make sure you really want to sell it. There's going to be an endless amount of loot later, but, you know, better be safe than sorry. Oh, sorry, wrong slot, then we do this. We right click on the skill book, we press B again, and we can hotkey this cursed thing. I'm not a huge fan of the fishing meta. We will go there at night when we can catch the fish for the guy. Now, it's not introduced right now. You have done it, yeah, we made it to the island. This is a bandit cave. And as it tells you, it's a very good place to start testing out, you know, a few of the combat mechanics and start interacting with other characters. The best way that I found to interact with other characters is the following. Here in the chat you type players, /players, and it will tell you the list of all the players, all the NPCs that are online at the moment. The level is pretty important, because high-level players will not really want to group up with you. So, for example, if I whisper Sindara, let's group up. Oh, typo. Let's group up. She's probably telling me to get banned. Sorry, I'm not looking to group right now. It's because I'm level 2 and she's level 6. She will basically be power leveling me. That's not very good. So we want to invite low-level players. At the beginning it will be Scrubby and Fanto. So, /whisper, Scrubby, group up. Scrubby is on his way. Wow, he arrived very quickly. Now, this is actually real movement, meaning that if Scrubby is on the other side of the island killing stuff, you may have to wait a minute or more until he arrives. There is no teleport, he doesn't appear out of nowhere. Sometimes I had to wait quite a long time for the companion that I wanted to invite. The other that we want to get is going to be Fanti. We will now have 2 paladins and an arcanist in the team. So we do Whisper, Fanti, I hope I didn't mistype his name. Let's group up. Let's see if he's available. He should be coming your way. Let's see how long we need to wait. Oh, he was very close by. Nice. Nice. Now, we can interact with them in many ways. The easiest way I found is by simply clicking the buttons that are here. So if I want to attack there, I will click on the bandit, click attack, and our dudes are going to attack the bandit. I approach him, I press Q to enter combat, and we start to bash his face. Right click, this guy has no loot, let's keep going. It's pretty important to clear the bandit cave, because there is a quest associated to it. And it's, you know, it's a bit of XP, we can get some loot, because at the moment our character is pretty naked. There are many equipment slots that are completely empty. Of course, leveling up along with other players, although they are fictional players, is going to reduce the XP that we get. But at the same time, killing stuff solo, especially in the beginning, is going to be very slow, because we deal very little damage, and there is a death penalty. I should not have pulled 3 mobs at the same time, that was definitely not good. Oh my god, it's going to be 5. I'm probably going to wipe here. Very likely. What we do is we run away. We tell Scrubby and Fenty to follow us. That kind of thing can be pretty problematic. They're not following us. That could be a huge bummer for them. Let's see if we can kill this bandit. We should be okay, because we're pretty tanky. With the Arcanist I had a few issues in the early game, because anytime that I got aggro, it would be a very bad time for me. Okay, that one is dealt with. All the others are coming, but it's okay. Luckily, some of them apparently lost aggro, or they were killed by our team members. We're safe. There is a death penalty, by the way, so it's better to be safe than us blasted in this game. Did we get any loot here? Nope. Any loot here? Nope. Don't remember if I checked this guy. Oh, yeah, we got pants. Tattered pants. It's what we already have. It's a good idea, especially if you start out the game, to pick up everything that you find and give it to NPCs, because they may not have it. And if I do not have it, they will equip it, and this will make them stronger. Let's go back in the cave, bash some more bandit faces. The respawn for most enemies is fairly quick, apart from a named boss here and there. Let's see, we got a tattered tunic, same as earlier. Nope. Oh, okay. They all have the same, so we don't need to worry about it. There is this thing that pretty much every menu, when I close it, I press ESC a few too many times. Oh, cloth sleeves, nice. That was a thing we were missing. Can put it here in the arm, some extra armor for us. Let's keep going, let's keep delving down underground in the Cave of Doom. Oh, these have been BTFO. We found dodge, which is good. Whatever. Now, dodge is a useful skill. We need to be level 3. You see, you need to be level 2 as a duelist, 8 as a druid or arcanist, 3 as a paladin. Right now we are only level 2, we are working towards making it to 3, so we need to wait a little bit. Myron Reagan, that's very nice, not for our class though. We have a form of healing, but it's not one of those. Unfortunately, we still need to drop it, or we can purchase it. There is an NPC who can sell it. Nice, the other two decided not to aggro us. It's going to make our fight a little bit easier. Nothing useful, let's keep going. One of the things that I really wish the game had was a form of basic attack that we would actually have to click, rather than just having our character go on auto attack like this. It will feel a bit more interactive. Let's see. Minor healing, let's go! This is the one for Druid and Paladin. So, when we were level 3, we was actually very lucky that I got them both of these so early. We can learn both of these skills, minor healing and dodge. Particularly minor healing is going to be extremely useful. This is Vevilio, is the boss of the bandits, and is going to drop something very useful. Now, the game is supposed to be released in late 2024, so more than 1 year from now. It's very rough around the edges, oh nice, it's in Unity, like it's designed in Unity, and for reference, Unity is the same game engine that a lot of games use, including Genshin Impact. I'm not expecting this game to look like Genshin Impact, but I'm definitely expecting it to look better than what it is now, just because the textures are extremely basic. A good thing is that it's inspired by games from 20 plus years ago, and if you had a computer from 20 plus years ago, you would still run the game at 2000 frames per second, more or less. As we leave the bandit cave, it's nighttime, so it's time to go to do a little bit of fishing. Oh, this is our druid, Sindara. Hello, Sindara. Based and Sindara peeled. She's very strong. That one is a named boss. You want to be a little bit higher in level before tanking it, because It's going to take a dump into your soul if you go there too early. Trust me, I tried it. Hello, Sindara. And I'm not sure where my team members are, but it's okay. Brax touch, we cannot use it. Levers leaves. Really? Well, those that I have are already better. Let's go fishing. Now it's a very good time to go fishing because it's nighttime. Fishing is a little bit annoying. Like, it's really boring. It's a very dull activity. But the fish that you get provides a buff to your character if you eat it. And if you get the moongill, you can give it to that NPC to complete the quest and get something really, really nice. We can go into any body of water around the island. Here it's very convenient. The way it works is I press 9, which is my keybind. Oh, we need to put the fishing pole in my hand. Of course, of course, of course. It went on cooldown even if I could not start fishing. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. There is a lot of it is what it is in this game, unfortunately. In the update that is going to be released about a week from now, I hope some of those things will improve a bit. We got seaweed, we didn't get the moongill. It's very RNG based, and on my 2 characters it took me a good 15 minutes to get a moongill for the guy. On my 4th character, I got a moongill on the first try fishing at night. I felt very blessed. I don't know how long it's going to take. I want to complete it for the sake of completing the quest during the playthrough, so I will just stay here until it's nighttime. I will probably cut the clip short if it takes an absurd amount of time. Oh, we finally did it! We got a moongill! It took almost the whole night, but we finally got it. Sir Grandalot will definitely be cutting the clip, because that was pretty dreadful. There should be a higher catch rate for the moongill, especially considering that the demo is pretty short. There is not a lot to do, and spending like potentially 10% of your in-game time just fishing a moongill for this game is not particularly great. We give him the moongill, give item. Yeah, I'm now level 3, which is pretty good. And we got a ring with very good stats. Ton of health, strength, intelligence, charisma, pretty much useful for every character. Let's equip it. We can now learn dodge and minor healing. Let's go back here in our spellbook. We can make a hotkey for healing, and then I don't know if this one being passive, active is always there, even if it's, you know, as a learn skill, or if we need to make a hotkey for it. I have no idea. For safety, I put it there in the hotkey. Honestly, have no clue. Now that you're level 3, there are a couple of things that you could try to do. The first one you could try to do is be brave and stunning and try to take down the Giga Boss. It's not going to be easy at all. Especially if you're using this team of low-level characters. What you could try to do is you tell Scrubby, the low-level paladin, to go to have a break, and you check the level of the players, and you contact Sindara and Sparkles to see if they're able to group up with you. Whisper, Sindara, group. Yes, she's coming. That's very good news for us. We need to wait a little bit. Apparently she's not around here. That's alright. Who is down there? That one is... Oh, Jethro. That's a nuker. Fine. Let's wait for Sindara to join us around here. Hello, Sindara. Very, very good. Let's invite her in the group. We can also dismiss Fanti. We can let him go to kill stuff at his own pace. And I will invite Sparkles. /W Whisper, Sparkles. Let's group up. As you can see, the keyword is group, meaning that you just need to type group. But, you know, it's nicer to actually pretend that you're playing an MMO. Now, this team is not very balanced because it's 3 melee characters, and Sindara has some nukes but not particularly strong. It would be better if I were an Arcanist, but I found that the triple tank team, especially if you're a Paladin and you can provide healing, is extremely well performing. Let's attack. If you do this around the same time as I am, you have to keep in mind that your equipment is trash. If you take aggro, you can take one hit, you can take 2 hits, then it's about time to start moving around. Luckily we got the team buffs, other characters can heal us, so we should be doing okay. I just realized one thing, yes, we're not attacking because I forgot to switch. There you go. It has happened to me so many times. So many times. Sparkles is getting BTFO, I will heal him up. We can heal our team members, of course, and it's very important to do so, to make sure everyone survives. Pluxy Terry's here is taking a nice chunk of damage. Sindara going a bit low on hit points, okay, aggro is now on Sparkles. Sparkles should be doing just fine. Let's go! We got an old Torn Cape, which, to be honest, in 12 hours of gameplay, this is the first time that I drop it. I'm pretty happy about it. Where does it even go? At the back? Yes, let's go. Nice, I didn't know. And we got an Eye of Plaxiteris. This dude has a very large loot table. He can drop rare skills, equipment. It's the first time that I see the old Torn Cape. I didn't even know he could drop it. Now that we have this drop in particular, the Eye of Plaxiteris, we can use the Key of the Lighthouse. The Key of the Lighthouse works like this. We need to go to the lighthouse, of course, which is in roughly this direction. Hopefully I will not bamboozle myself too much. And we can enter it, and we can go at the bottom. Fanti is telling us, you doing anything? Fanti, we're a little bit busy right now. The lighthouse is right there. We can enter it, and we're going to meet a new friend. Hello, Key of the Lightkeeper. Don't mind what I'm doing, okay? We go down here, and we meet this charming guy. Hello, my dude. The camera is a bit bugged, because we should be able to see our character, and I don't know what is going on right now. Let's see if it fixes itself later. We give him the Eye of Plaxiteris, because as you may notice, his name is Ocuphage, Eater of Eyes. What happens if we give him the Eye of Plaxiteris? We get the Sea Slime Bracelet, which is this Omega Busted item here. It's a very, very strong item. It's a bracelet, we put it on the wrist. Now, what we do from here is we jump down there. You need to be careful when you do it, though, because this is the dungeon. Why am I now in first-person view like this? This is a dungeon with relatively high-level enemies, and you're going to get completely BTFO if you try to do it by yourself. It's much better value to just run. Run, get out of here. You see, just by going outside that direction, we got out. This is the entrance of the cemetery. I have no clue why it's in first mode like that. Like, I don't know what happened. Let's relog, I guess. What the hell? I mean, it's a test. In 12 hours, this is the first time that it happens. So I will log out here, which is a safe location. We go back. I will be back in a moment. Okay, we're back in the game, and the first person bug has been fixed somehow, apparently. Who is walking around here? Scrubby, we don't really want Scrubby. I want to remake the team with Sindara and Sparkles. So let's whisper. Oh. Whisper, Sindara group. And Whisper, Sparkles group. Sindara is here, we can invite her. Sparkles should be here soon, we can invite him as well. Now, the dungeon that we just left is the essentially endgame dungeon where we will finally complete our last quest. This house, I just stopped next to it for a very important reason. This NPC over here, not only is going to be important for our quest later, but he also sells skills that you may be missing. And some of them are high level. Making it to level 6 is not easy, you will need to do a lot of grinding. And as you can see, there is stuff for pretty much every character. I already have kick, I already have dodge, I already have minor healing, so I don't need any of these things. Before we start grinding, we can complete the Ancestral Coin quest. All of these quests, I know how to do them because I talk pretty much with everyone in the game. And when you talk with people in the game, they will give you hints about things that eventually you will find. And this guy is going to talk about a coin. Eventually you find the coin, you give it to him, he's going to be pretty happy about it. And he's going to give you a steel sword, which is better than the weapon you currently have. It's, as far as I know, the best one-handed weapon in the game, unless there is a sick drop from the boss. Since I had to relog the game, I want to see if the boss is there or if it has not respawned yet. Then we talk about the purple portal here. It has not respawned yet. I have no idea about the respawn timer of this guy. Sometimes it feels relatively quick, sometimes it feels very slow. It's probably a range rather than a fixed time, but it could also be a fixed time. Now, these two dudes over here look very shady. This one tells you to go away, and this one thinks that your name is you may be Wieland, whatever, but you're not. And this is a hint. If you talk to the people here of a little town, they will tell you that these people are very shady and questionable and suspicious. What we want to do now is we go to the dungeon which is in this direction, right at the cemetery. We just got out from there. We're going to enter it again. You can spend a bit of time here killing stuff, getting extra XP, doing some killing. It's not really necessary though, especially because killing these things, these animals, is going to give you very little XP and no particularly interesting loot, whereas some of the enemies in the dungeon can drop equipment, skills, and overall interesting stuff. Nothing here. Let's keep going. Entering this solo is borderline a death sentence, because most of the enemies in the dungeon are casters, and it's not a particularly fun time fighting them solo. Especially because most pools require killing multiple enemies. So, press F to doubt. Really press F to doubt. One of the main weaknesses for me of the combat system, in addition to the fact that melee classes do not have access to a skill that they can spam, let's get some buffs, is the fact that there is no stick function, meaning that you need to actually get close to the target. But if the target moves away a tiny bit because it changes aggro, you may be out of range without even noticing it. I find it quite annoying because functions like stick and, you know, follow, face, stuff like that are very basic and they should have been included in a demo. I hope there will be something like that in the demo version that is going to be released about a week from now. We still haven't dropped anything. Now, here there are two directions in which we can go. Straight through the door or to the right. In theory, right now we want to go through the right, but we're going to aggro stuff that is behind the door, so we clear the stuff behind the door first. This is a place where it's very, very easy to wipe, like this fight in particular, because it's tempting to turn to the right, because that's also the direction where we have to go to progress through the game, but if you make a multiple going to the right, and then there are also this guy angering you from the back, you are not going to have a good time at all. You're going to have a very, very bad time. Can take that stuff. That stuff is just there for gold. You don't need to kill this guy right now. You are going in that direction later anyway. We go this way. There's a rage spirit here. And you can see there mourning, apparently not related to the former NBA player. And he's one of the two bosses slash the named characters that we need to kill now to progress through the quest. What did we get? Magic bolt, let's go. This guy just dropped some loot. There is something here on the right that we want to kill. And the boss. This boss is not particularly difficult. It's not as hard as the Giga Red Critter that you saw a few minutes earlier. And the other boss is not difficult as well, but the problem is that it's in a very crowded room. And it can happen to result in a pool of 3 casters plus the boss, which is not a very fun time. Now, of course, Funeral Shroud, let's go. Of course, if you have a caster in the team, especially if you are a caster, it's much easier. This is not a particularly common drop. It can drop, but it's not super common. It's the best headpiece in the game as far as I know. And this is a broken key that we need to progress through the missions. Here. Now, these dudes hit like a truck when they cast. In theory, our kick ability can interrupt them very, very often, and by very often I mean 99% of the time, it does not interrupt, and we just have to eat every single cast that they throw at us. Things can get better, boys. Things can definitely get better, and this is the reason why I've been enjoying playing the triple tank, triple healer team, just because if things go a bit south, you don't need to worry about it too much. Because you can tank pretty much everything the demo throws at you when you have a team like this, even if you are a little bit low level. Right now Sindara is healing us. Pretty good heal. You can go, you can use this function to focus all the attacks on a single enemy, or you can, let's say, split aggro, meaning that instead of having a single character taking all the damage, you can have, in this case, Sparkles tanking one enemy, myself tanking the other enemy. It takes a little bit longer to kill them, and overall we take more damage, but at the same time the damage is not focused on a single character. And here is a fairly problematic room, potentially, because we have 3 casters and the boss, who is back there, called Woe. And I think we can go full Sparta right now. Let's do it. It looks like the boss had not been pulled, so we just need to keep an eye on everyone in the team. Sparkles is being aggroed by everything. I will precast a heal on him, please don't die. Good. It's important to be careful with the heal, because as you could see there, the casting time takes a bit, so it's not instant, and meaning that when you notice someone going a bit low on hit points, it's probably better to prepare a heal in advance. It may be a little bit wasted, but it's better being safe than sorry, because if someone dies in the open field, it doesn't take much to reinvite them. Nice. It doesn't take much to reinvite them in the team, but if you're in a dungeon, nope. That's a little bit more problematic. And now we can go to the boss. It's not really a boss, it's just a named dude that is going to drop the other key that we need to progress through the quest. It's going to be a very easy fight. He's tanky, but the damage that he does is pretty irrelevant. He becomes problematic if you happen to pull the whole room, so it's better to be a little bit careful for that. GG, we did it, we dropped the key, and we drop a wrist wrap. Nice. Oh, it's for everyone but Paladin. Feels bad, man. I didn't notice it. Well, we give it to Sindara. Hello, Sindara. Sindara hands you their empty. This is because if I give this to Sindara, she's, as I was showing earlier, she will replace whatever she has with the tattered leather tunic. And if I give this to Sparkles, he's going to give me the light plate greaves. You may be thinking, hold on a moment, you gave him cloth piece and he gives you light plate greaves. Yeah, we just ninja looted the sparkle, and then we can give him our leather pants. So he's now equipped with leather pants instead of cloth pants, and we have a nice plate greaves. I don't know what chest piece he may have. He has a leather tunic as well, so no harm was done there. Now that we have this, we can run out of the dungeon. The quickest way to run out of the dungeon is the following. Oops, not here. This is the direction where earlier we spared that spirit. Keep going. There are some bears here. We get out of the cave. That was very quick. We are outside of a cave in a place that may look very familiar. This is where we caught some fish earlier. There is the secret entrance of the cave. I didn't show you to you earlier when we were here, because if you enter the cave and you are solo, the bears will farm you. They will absolutely take a dump in your soul. It's not a very fun experience. So it's better to avoid doing it until you are in a group. What happens now with the keys is we go to the happy merchant that sells skill books. The one who is right there, because she has the ability of fixing the keys and turning them in a working key. Let's go. Hello. Talk with them about the keys. We give her this and we give her this within the same interface. Give items. We did it, and we now have the ghostly key. Ghostly key, which, by the way, apparently in the first version of the demo was obtained by killing the Giga Critter at the top of the hill. Let's see if he's there or if he has not respawned yet. No respawn rune yet. But right now this quest is required to be completed in order to get the key. I got very bamboozled because it used to be a guaranteed drop, but it no longer is. It's obtained in a different way. I killed that guy over 20 times among all my characters. I never got that quest item. Luckily, I decided to check what was going on Discord and people gave me an answer. Now it's time to go back in the dungeon, because with the ghastly key we can open a gate that was closed earlier. If you want, you can enter again from the cemetery, from the graveyard. You will probably have to clear a lot of mobs. Considering that we just want to do that step of the quest, I would prefer to go from the bear cave. So we go back. Oh, you're right, I forgot to show you the respawn point, I'm sorry. When you come here, if you interact with the well and throw some gold in the well, this becomes your respawn point. Meaning that if during your adventures you get BTFO completely, you can respawn here. And it's very close to the bandit camp. Now we can go down here in the fishing spot. And we enter the cave from the secret entrance. You don't need to worry about leaving your teammates behind, because they will follow you. They will teleport with you inside the cave. Let's attack the enraged spirit. Don't waste time with doggy bears, guys. They're very low level. Okay, let's hit these guys. They're not being a problem. We have a super tanky team. It's just a couple of enraged spirits and a bear. Sparkles is a bit low hit points. Let's throw a heal at Sparkles. He's probably being a little bit too brave and stunning. He thinks he can tank the universe all by himself. Let's get rid of a bear cub. Let's go, we did it. Loot at this point is irrelevant. Very, very irrelevant. And now with the ghastly key, we aggroed that guy. Well, let's get rid of this guy, I guess. You heard the door opening. With the ghastly key that we just crafted from the happy merchant, we could open this ghastly key, which was closed until then. So if you ever enter the dungeon from that direction without the ghastly key, the door here is locked, and here you're going to find the ghost of Wyland the Searcher. the guy who was named, he was mentioned by the people at the purple altar. We need to kill it. This is not a hard fight at all. The hard fight of the game is by far the Giga Critter. It can be a little bit difficult, especially when you go there with fairly underwhelming equipment. We get a bunch of stuff. We get a Ring of Magic Bolt, we get a Sea Spice, which is very important, with more on this later. A bunch of things that you can use, you know, to get buffs and make your life a little bit easier. This one is a Ring of Magic Bolt. It gives you Magic Bolt active, and every class can use it. Yeah, I don't care about it too much on a Paladin. And Torn Note is the quest item. Now we need to go back to the happy people at the altar. We can go outside from here, so we don't need to go through the whole dungeon and aggro the whole universe. Run! It becomes very dark at night, really obnoxiously dark. Big Dude has not respawned yet. Now, you need to read what you have to do. The Torn Note will tell you that the secret word is a Hawthorn, and you actually need to type it. So we can go here and say Hawthorn to progress through the quest, and it's going to tell you, wait, what? Where? How did you learn that? And you need to give it the item. And it will tell you, let's go! You can progress the quest. The next step of the quest is, as listed here, mark your way to the sandbar beneath the statue of Viteo. If you talk to all the NPCs, you will learn that the statue of Viteo is the big statue over here. I believe this is the right direction. Am I getting bamboozled? No. That's the right direction. That one is the statue that was being mentioned right now. And you can reach the end of the demo by simply jumping down and going to this island. We aggroed the whole universe. That's a bummer. Okay. As I try to hopefully get rid of these spiders. This guy is the guy you need to talk to end the demo. Meaning that once you reach this tiny island, if you complete the quest, the demo is pretty much over. There is not much else to do. You can go back to the island to kill stuff, or you can just delay coming here, because swimming back requires us to swim around a bit and climb the island back. And you can do a bit of grinding, because we're very low level here. You may have noticed that I had some level 6 characters in my loading screen, and yeah, those characters I spent quite a bit of time grinding in the dungeon and killing the boss a few times to get some extra loot, and it was the first time that we got this today. But for the most part right now the demo is complete. There is one super small quest that I could show you. We can go from here, we can do a nice swimming. It's a quest that is a little bit difficult to find, and it's going to use the only item that we have not used so far. In order to get back to the shore, we need to go near the beginning of the demo, which is here. There is going to be a tiny beach back here. There is an NPC back here. By talking with other characters you find why this is the case. We give him this item, the Sea Spice, which we have not had any use for until now. He's going to be very happy, and it's going to be a rolled note, telling you that it's a title rolled given you by this dude with explicit instruction, because you know he's going to say that you're a cool dude, and we go to the captain and we're going to see what the captain thinks about it. Whee! Hello, Captain. I have a note that says that I'm a cool dude. She unrolls the note. Pass it to Erenshor by order of Percy. He's out of his mind. I don't owe him a thing. Sorry, pal, no can do. We have been BTFO. Absolutely BTFO. This is pretty much the end of the demo. You can keep exploring the island a bit, killing more stuff, enemies respawn. It's a very simple game. It's a very, very simple game. I find it extremely charming, and I see some potential in it, which is why I spent several hours in it, and I will be covering it from time to time on my channel every time that there is an update. The next update to the demo is going to be in a week. The announcement is going to be on the 10th of November. I don't know if it's going to reset all the progress that we've made so far, or if it's going to be a continuation of what we've been doing now. I will be doing a bit of extra grinding to get my characters to higher level, just in case we can keep playing them. Otherwise, I will just restart from scratch and see what the new areas will be. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very simple but charming game. We will see where it goes. Bye guys, and take care from yours truly. Very questionable.